This is Math Studies Lesson 7.5, the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula states if a quadratic equation is written in general form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, then the roots are given by x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. Hopefully this is something you've seen before. Since this is math studies, you should have done this in Algebra 2, and it is in a little bit of Algebra 1.5. Remember, you can use your notes on the tests for these chapters, but to help you remember the formula, if you'd like to, I have a little song. It goes, x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So Pop Goes the Weasel tune, just a tool to help you remember the formula, but you can always look back to it. You don't have to have it memorized. Okay, so whatever number's in front of the x squared, that's where you find a. Whatever number's in front of the x, that's where you find b. Whatever number has no variable, that is where you find c. You plug those three values into this equation, solve it with a plus, solve it with a minus, and you have your roots to the quadratic equation. For letter A, the number in front of the x squared is the invisible 1. The number in front of x is b. And the number with no variable is c. I'm going to sub 1, 5, and 6 into my formula. So that starts with x is negative 5 plus or minus the root of 5 squared minus 4 times 1 times 6 all over 2 times 1. If you have the appropriate tool, the right kind of calculator, you actually can type this entire equation into a calculator, as long as, again, it's the right kind. It has to know order of operations. But to do that, you'd need parentheses on the numerator, parentheses on the denominator, and you'd need parentheses on your root. If you don't have the appropriate tool, you'd have to use PEMDAS to make sure you're doing your exponents first, your multiplication before your addition and subtraction, things like that. So I'm going to just put that whole equation right into my calculator. So I have negative 5 plus the square root of 5 squared minus 4 times 1 times 6 over 2 times 1. So notice I added the parentheses to separate the numerator from the denominator. Alternatively, you could get the top answer, then get the bottom answer, and then divide them. I also had that extra root showing where the square root ends on my calculator. Some calculators do that differently. So the answer I got was non-real answer. Looks like I did it right. So, oops, I did not do it right. Right there, that's my problem. Okay, so my first answer was negative 2. With this calculator, I have a replay function where I hit second and enter, and I can just change that plus to a minus sign. Other calculators will let you hit up and then change what you typed in. Hopefully you know your calculator well enough. If you don't have any sort of replay function, you would have to just retype everything you just did, but again, changing that initial plus sign to a minus sign. My second answer is negative 3. So x is negative 2 and negative 3. Those are my two roots for this equation. Example B will be the same thing. Okay, we'll have x is negative b. Maybe I'll write that out first. A is 2, b is 4, c is 5. So negative b plus or minus the root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. I'll try doing this one PEMDAS instead of just typing it all out. But I have 4 squared. That's where I would start, exponent first. 4 squared is 16. And then I would do 4 times 2 times 5. 4 times 5 is 20 times 2 is 40. 16 minus 40 is negative 24.